Welcome back to another edition of the Pagcast. I'm your host, Michael Pagani, joined alongside Brandon Wheat Kings defenseman Charlie Elick. Charlie, welcome to the Pagcast. Thank you again for coming on.
Hey, thanks for having me. Good to be here.
My first question to open up the interview is just how have you been doing recently?
Oh, great. Just finished obviously winning that gold with Team Canada was amazing. So coming off of that pretty high, but no, back to work, back to being on ice and working out again and get ready for the combine.
What are the things that you've kind of been focusing on this offseason?
Yeah, no, just everything that I've kind of learned through the year. Obviously got to work on little things, but working out, kind of just building strength for obviously the combine, and then yeah, going forward from there, just building strength and quickness and getting my body ready for sure.
Have you been following the rest of the WHL playoffs and how they've kind of unraveled?
Totally, yeah. Kind of crazy to see that the team we matched up against when winning it, but yeah, no, it was a crazy time, and yeah.
It's kind of wild that, it's the first time ever how all three Canadian junior leagues finished with a sweep.
I know it's crazy. Yeah, seeing that London do that, and then now Moose Jaw doing that. I'm not sure about the queue there, but no, it's crazy to see that the two teams that I know do that. It's kind of nuts, to be honest.
Well, getting into your story, who was your biggest influence to get into hockey?
It was my dad, really. He was a big yeah, he played pro over in Europe where I was born. He was kind of my role model growing up. He really coached me through everything and led me to where I am today. Yeah, lived in Austria for 6 years because he was playing pro there. And then we moved back to Calgary here, and now I've been here ever since, and from Brandon. So it's been a great time growing up with him.
How cool was it to be in the dressing rooms after, your dad's pro games?
Oh, it's crazy. The his teammates would always love to have me in the room and stuff. I'd do stuff for them, but it was yeah, crazy experience being in that locker room, kind of get the feel for it early, kind of get around the hockey mindset, and then that's really what kind of led to me where I am today and who I am today for sure.
What do you remember about going to your dad's hockey games?
Oh, that the atmosphere over there is a lot crazy, pretty much, and they love their hockey, love their pro teams over there, and yeah, the biggest thing I remember is just being on the ice with my dad almost all the time when there was open ice, and him bringing me in the locker room was the biggest thing too for me.
One of the cool things is actually your dad represented Canada. Like, what stories do you hear from when he tells you about when he represented the country?
Oh yeah, same thing. How dream come true. Being on Team Canada is a more than a once in a lifetime opportunity for some, but it's something that you can't take for granted. And winning two gold medals with them is something I'm never gonna forget. So yeah, that stuff, being able to share that with him was pretty special. And yeah, I love the Team Canada hockey.
So if you were to decide between Canada and Austria, would you side with Canada then?
100%. Yeah, I don't think I have my citizenship with Austria, but yeah, I'm a big Canada guy. I've watched them my whole life, and yeah, for sure Canada.
Was there a player growing up who you wanted to model your game after?
A little bit. I was a big Drew Doughty fan growing up. He was one of my biggest influences in hockey, I think, on that side of it. Love the team, love how he held himself when he was growing up. Obviously played in the O. And then when he got in the league, yeah, he was my favorite player. Got a signed jersey from really early on, and yeah, no, he was my favorite player growing up for sure.
That's really cool
Yeah,
because it's not every day that you get a signed NHL jersey. This guy's going to be a future Hall of Famer.
totally. Yeah, no, it's a unbelievable experience. I remember my dad got it. He I think won it from an auction or something like that. But getting that from yeah, such a highly player then, and it's just crazy to think about.
So then, with you, I guess growing up in Calgary for the majority of your life, did you become a Flames fan?
I always kind of have been because my grandpa had a bunch of season tickets that we'd go to almost all the games here, which is awesome. But I've always been a Flames fan, and living in Calgary helps that a lot. But to be for sure, those two teams growing up were my biggest keys.
Do you have any memories of the Battle of Alberta?
Yeah, totally. The biggest one I remember was a couple of years ago when yeah, the Battle of Alberta playoffs happened here, when the highest scoring game, goal almost every other shot. But it was Yeah, that memory was crazy, and me being here to witness that was another once in a lifetime opportunity.
Before getting drafted to the Wheat Kings in the WHL draft, you played with Edge School Prep. How did they kind of get you ready for the WHL?
Oh yeah, they helped me a lot. Obviously, coming off of the Northwest there, my first Bantam year going to Edge was a big step, good stool. The workouts there were really advanced and stuff like that, where I could really start building my body. And COVID hit, obviously, but even being there, we were still able to work out and get on the ice sometimes. And then from there, yeah, they really developed me to be able to play the role that I play today, build my body into, yeah, more physical and stuff like that. So that going there really helped me for sure.
One of the nice things about Edge School Prep is that a lot of future WHL players go through that program. Do you still keep in contact with, those that you did try out with?
Totally, yeah. I still work out around Edge, so I still go to the program there and to see a bunch of those guys at Edge nowadays. So it's a yeah, good place to be around for sure. Still talking to the coaches that I got coached there, and stuff like that. So yeah, no, that atmosphere area over there it's really great opportunity for me, and being able to go there was awesome.
You got taken with Brandon's third overall pick in 2021. What do you remember from draft day?
Draft day, oh, yeah, I was still going to Edge there, and so I actually came home in the morning to be able to watch it with my parents, and I kind of already knew I was going to be that pick, but other than that, it was an exciting moment. Being able to see what my future is going to be like in the dub, obviously, is a it's a massive thing moving forward in the young career of mine. But going back to school, I think all the biggest thing was my friends seeing me and congratulating me and stuff like that. Seeing that from them was awesome as well.
They better, they knew you went, right? Like,
Yeah.
obviously, they're going to be asking for your signature soon.
Yeah.
Did you feel as though that you had kind of some extra added pressure being taken so high?
I think so a little bit. It's here and there because I got to play as a 15-year-old when you get drafted that high. It's something you come in the league, but no, I think it was a great experience for me. The pressure on me was I felt like it was good because I was able to use that pressure and really build my game. So it was I'd say a good pressure for sure. So I was able to get in the league and yeah, get my career going earlier.
You made your debut against the Calgary Hitmen. Did you have a lot of friends and family in the building that night?
Totally. I had a ton of people there watching me, but it was yeah, crazy experience there in my first game. Almost I got a grade A scoring chance first shift, which I would have scored that, but no, that game was something I'll never forget in my obviously junior career and going forward. So it's something that yeah started me on my career and yeah my future pretty much.
Did that night kind of open your eyes to how fast the WHL is? Because, like, I know talking to different dub players, they always say that the biggest adjustment is the speed.
I'd say so. Yeah, like that game I got quite a few minutes to be honest, but that yeah it really did open my eyes to see how fast I need to work towards to being able to play into where I am now today pretty much. But yeah, knowing I could play at that pace, I think really helped me improve my game and really know what to work on. So that it helped me playing that game for sure to yeah further better my career.
You scored your first WHL goal in your fourth career game. How did you score it? What's the story behind it?
Kind of lucky goal, but a first goal is a first goal to be honest. But in PA there, I was at the right point, got a pass low to high, I think, and then I tried hitting a guy in the middle, but it went off one of their defenseman skates right in the net. So it was a lucky goal for sure. But it's one of once again, I'll never forget that my first goal in the dub like that. So it's a once in a lifetime opportunity, and when you get your first, it's your first. So it's pretty cool.
How nice was it to kind of get it out of the way early on?
Yeah, a little bit. It was nice for sure. Kind of have it in your back of your head. Oh, I want to get my first. I want to get this. I don't want to have my fifth, about the first. But once you get out of the way, it kind of just all cut flows in. Like you're not really worrying about it too much. It's a big thing to get your first out of the way, so you can just focus on playing your game, and that's it. That's like the biggest thing for me, I think.
You guys made the playoffs in your first year, went up against the Rebels that year. What about the Rebels made it difficult for you guys to go up against them?
Yeah, Red Deer, they've always been a really physical team. Me coming in a 15-year-old, I think really opened my eyes to how physical the game can get. That series, we obviously had Ridley Gregg there. He led me through the ropes of and everything. Vincent Iorio too. Those two guys really helped me throughout that year. Ridley Gregg was a maniac on the ice. He was crazy to play with and against, but yeah, him being there that series was really physical and really showed me the ways of the playoffs how that worked too.
How cool is it to see Vincent Iorio and like he made his NHL debut this past year with the Capitals? That must be cool.
I know it was awesome. I keep in touch with him still, so it was a pretty awesome experience for him, and he's doing well.
And he was kind of that leadership with Brandon during his time, right?
Totally, yeah, he was one of their leaders for sure. Him and Reds were kind of the biggest guys that I kept in contact with that team. So it's pretty cool to be able to say I was on the team with them.
Last year, you had the opportunity to represent Canada at the U17s for Team Canada White. What was the pace of that camp like?
Oh yeah, that camp and the tournament was really good pace actually. Like, it's pretty cool to see. That was kind of the first tournament where I could see where all the CHL players that I was gonna be battling with for obviously top spots, stuff like that was pretty cool to see. But the camp pace was awesome. We had a good team and it was a good battle. And then the tournament itself, we had obviously three teams, so not as strong as like a US or Sweden or teams like that. But the tournament went well for all three of the teams that we had there. So it was once again a great experience.
Going into last year, how did you see that your game had developed? This would have been 2 years in.
Yeah, no, I had a lot of room to improve. I felt that year. I used a lot of the time that I got in the ice to work on my defensive and physical game. I feel that was one of the biggest steps that year was that part of my game, and I kind of just kept growing it from there. So I feel like that was the biggest step forward from that year, and going into that summer, that's really what I focused on too.
This season, you set a statistical career high. How did you achieve that? And what was part of your mentality in helping yourself achieve that?
No, for sure. Yeah, I kind of just focused on playing my own game. I know how to play. I know my role in my team, and sticking to that role really helped me. Obviously, got a lot more ice time this year, which really helped playing against other teams' top lines. But I think those points came just from me playing my game, getting shots through, and getting assists on that point, and get a few goals in as well.
So I want to ask about the U18s because it's nothing sweeter than beating USA in the gold medal game. How
Yeah.
did you find out about the opportunity to represent Canada at the U18s?
Oh yeah, it was almost a day after we lost out of playoffs there, which just sucked. Getting sweep is a horrible feeling, but yeah, got called. Me and Roger got called the same day, so we were pretty high up, and we let each other know right away. So it was yeah, just getting the call once again was an amazing feeling, once in a lifetime opportunity again to represent a country. But going into that tournament, it was a crazy experience, and I can't forget it.
How did that kind of help your relationship get stronger with Roger going through this at the same time as him?
Oh yeah, it was awesome. Me and him have always been pretty close. We've played against or played against each other our whole lives and stuff like that. But no, it was our relationship just grew tighter and tighter as stuff like that went on. Obviously being at Halinka together with him, and then going forward and playing the whole year with him really helped. So him being another outlet for me is something that I cherish.
When you got to camp, what surprised you the most?
Yeah, it was that like I some guys that I haven't seen there before, so it was I think adjusting to those guys. But other than that, we had pretty much like 14 of the same guys from Alenka, so it was a really tight group. But yeah, being there was a crazy experience to be able to in Europe. The rinks there were really nice, but I'd say the biggest adjustment was just getting prepared to play US.
And it must be nice to have that continuity, having 14 guys, because it keeps the chemistry kind of the same, you know?
Totally, yeah. It really, yeah, I felt it opened a lot for us because we were already tight as a group. Getting those guys in was a lot easier, I feel. So, yeah, that having that tight of a group really helped us go against other teams like that for sure.
What was the biggest takeaway from the tournament that you had?
Um, Biggest takeaway I'd say was just to be consistent. Like our team was, I felt like we were really consistent. A few of the games we had some bad periods, but we were, I'd say relentless to be honest. Our power play was really well. Our PK did really well all tournament, and being relentless is something that a team it goes a long way. In the U.S. game, we were down, and we kept finding a way to score in the third period there, in which ended up us winning the game. So I'd say that's the biggest thing, just being consistent and relentless against other teams.
What was the vibe on the bench like when you did get the 5 minute power play? Because, like you mentioned, the power play was one of the stronger assets to the game.
Totally, yeah, no, that was a crazy feeling. It's something that doesn't happen very often in that type of game, but it happened, and we were just hoping that our power play went to work, and it did, and that really helped us win that game. And then it was a crazy experience. I was getting 3 goals in that power play, but something that once again I'll never forget, and it's a crazy, crazy experience.
Well, Carter George made an unreal stick save. What was your view from like on the ice, on the bench? What was your view on
Oh,
that
it was
save?
crazy. Yeah, it was pretty lucky bounce for the player to get that, but as when I thought it was going in, when he Hagen's wrapped it around his stick there, but as soon as he made that save, I was kind of like stunned because I didn't know where it was. I didn't know how I made it save, and then he saved, and it was crazy. We were going nuts on the bench and stuff like that. But he would played unbelievable for us. If we didn't have him, it would have been a different story totally. But he kept us in a lot of games in that tournament, 100%.
So you're a draft prospect for this summer's draft. How is this season going to prepare you for that?
For sure, yeah, no, I think it's just to focus on the game at hand, be your feet are type thing where you take one game at a time. I think is the biggest thing for me. And then just really focus on the next game, like playing your role, and that's the biggest thing I take out of this year and going into the draft for sure.
You had the chance to play in the top prospects game in Moncton. What was that experience like for you?
That was unbelievable. Being able to play against other top guys that are going to be my draft class is really cool. That building was sold out for the game, which was an awesome experience. I did well in the testing, so I could say that went well for sure. And then, being around all those top guys is something that you don't get very often. So it's a pretty cool experience.
It must be fun just to be there with the camaraderie, right?
Totally, yeah. Being able to see some of the guys that I won gold with Linka with again, and being able to see the guys I don't see very much during the season. So it's good to be around those guys again and play with and against some of them for sure.
So who has been the hardest player for you to defend and why?
Yeah, this year I'd probably say Lindstrom. He's a big guy, big unit to play against it. I've had some troubles against him, but he's really strong. I think that's the biggest thing with him. He's really strong and physical in the puck, which makes it a lot harder for defensemen like me to knock him off of it and stuff like that. So I'd say he'd been for sure one of the hardest guys I played against this year. Although it was hurt for a few of the games we played him, but I'd say him for sure.
Yeah, it kind of sucks because he has the size. He's a
Yeah.
massive guy, but it just sucks because he was injured.
Yeah, I bet if he was healthy the whole year, he would have had a crazy season. But someone like that doesn't come around very often. Who has all the traits you need in a player. So he's crazy hard to play against.
How come you chose to wear number 7?
It's something that I've kind of had since I was in Timbits. It was kind of my lucky number growing up. I think it's something that I've always seen around. I've been around a lot. It's in my birthday, and my dad's birthday, and my mom's birthday, so it's kind of a number that's around quite a bit. And I chose it when I was yet really young, so I just stick with that for sure.
That's crazy. Lucky number 7. That's
I know.
crazy.
Yeah.
Have you played in any teddy bear tosses? And if you have, like, do you have any crazy stories?
Yeah, I think I just played in the one last year or this the year that we just had with Roarsma being on the ice getting assist on it. But it was it's crazy experience being on the ice for those. First goal, you have such a big break in between that and the next play. But being on the ice for that's awesome, and it's a pretty cool experience being on the ice for those.
It's one of the more special events in the CHL calendar. Like, I love it. I just love seeing the thousands of teddy bears, sold out barns. It's
Yeah,
the best atmosphere.
totally. Yeah, you get there and the drink's already half full with guys for warm up even. But getting sold out barns like that is something that doesn't come very often. But when it does, it's a great atmosphere. So it's pretty easy to get out to play for those games.
What's your game day routine like?
Oh, I have a pretty much a set routine. Just I eat in the morning, go to school, and from school I go to the rink. And I normally don't pregame skate, but it depends on the day. If I feel like it, I'll sometimes go out, um, get a good meal in with Alfredo and chicken, pasta, and then I go nap right away, and then get ready for my game and go to the rink and get ready to go win a game for sure. So that's kind of my routine, and yeah, I stick to that as much as I can.
I love the chicken Alfredo. I
Yeah,
love that. I can eat that all day. Like that is a
oh, totally.
money meal.
Yeah, especially my billet. My billet house awesome. They make it really good, so it's pretty hard to. You don't get old of that at all at my house for sure.
What is your least favorite arena to play in?
Least favorite, I'd probably say PA. That rink is tiny. The glass is hard, but that team alone is hard to play against. But I'd say that atmosphere is pretty annoying sometimes, but it's good for their team. Like that
And
rink is pretty crazy. Yeah.
and what's your favorite arena to play in?
Favorite arena? That's tough. Probably I'd say Red Deer. I love everything about Red Deer. Great rink, great ice there. The team I like to play against, pretty physical, but I'd say that's my favorite rink. There,
You,
Edmonton for sure.
yeah, you just like to get up for those games.
Yeah, 100%.
My last question to you is, do you have any advice for younger hockey players?
Yeah, for sure. No, it's I think just stick to your game and really just keep trying to build it. It's something that you can keep building. There's always stuff to improve on, but stay at your feet and really focus on the next thing coming up. Don't really get too far of yourself and stay humble too, for sure.
I'd like to thank again Charlie Elick for joining me on today's Pagcast. Thank you again, Charlie.
Thank you.